A.G. Cook just did one of the funniest things a musician could literally ever do. He released a worst hits album. So a few days ago, I received an email in my inbox from PC Music, because they check up on me, detailing a new release from A.G. Cook titled Worst of 7G. And it's exactly what it sounds like. All of what are allegedly the worst songs on that long-ass album compiled onto one record. I cannot stress to you enough how fucking funny this is to me. I also cannot stress to you enough how much this feels like it was made exactly for me, the person who ripped a good portion of this project a new one a few years ago. Like, this is too good to not make a video on, so let's discuss and also have a bit of a laugh. If you're watching this video, I'm assuming you're familiar with A.G. Cook and 7G specifically. But if you're not, you should go watch my video I made on it a few years ago where I reviewed all 49 tracks and ranked them, along with each of the 7 discs that make up the album. I've obviously grown as a creator since. My prosody skills go crazy now compared to back then, but it would be a good watch for some background knowledge. You could also listen to 7G in full, but literally who has the time? There's 14 tracks on this worst hits album, 7 times 2 equals 14 if you didn't know. And here's some statistics on how each 7G disc is represented. AG Drums has 1 song, AG Guitar has 1 as well, AG Supersaw has 0, AG Piano has 3, AG Nord has 2, AG Spoken Word has 6, count 'em, 6 whole songs represented here, and AG Extreme Vocals has 1. Which I am excited to talk about. To me, the most interesting part of this worst hits compilation is the thought process behind what songs made the cut. As an artist, I feel like it's pretty rare to talk bad about your own art, unless you're Grimes or Miley Cyrus. So deciding which songs you dislike the most from your massive tanker of an album probably took a lot of thought from AG, and I believe the results here are very telling. Like, having 6 out of 7 songs from the worst disc on 7G show up here is fucking hilarious. This is gonna be a running theme throughout the course of this video, but I was right. AG Spoken Word is full of gutter tracks, and all of them but its only saving grace are found on this worst of the worst comp. It feels correct. However, I do think AG Piano being the second most represented is a little surprising, mainly because of the tracks chosen. I feel like I've warmed to that disc since making my original video. Like, I did place it second to last, but my opinion on it now is definitely not the same as it was back then. Even I can admit that I was being harsh featuring OK Lou when it came to my critiques. Conversely, AG Supersaw being the only disc with 0 representation is something I agree with. Even the songs I had issues with in the original video are not nearly as bad as some of the material on this new compilation, slow builds and all. Like, yeah, I do still have issues with how DJ Every Night and Car Keys take way too long to get going, but that doesn't make them bad songs necessarily. Like, I'll admit it, I was being harsh featuring OK Lou. Okay, that's not. But let's get into the track list of this booger convention, starting with Drum Solo off of AG Drums. This placed 46th out of 49 in my original ranking, so I definitely think it earns its spot here. Also, talking about these songs' original placements here is very entertaining to me. It's like we're doing an all-star simulation, but only for the worst ever contestants. I'm still Team Irene. I don't have much else to say here that I haven't said already. It really is just that. A drum solo. It's bad, it's short, it works as an opener. Track 2 is Note Velocity from AG Piano, and this is the first of a couple inclusions that I highly disagree with. I placed this song at number 20 last time, and I really cannot understand why it's being lambasted like this. AG Piano had some weird shit going on in terms of it being the piano disc, and that's why I appreciated this song for bringing actual experimentation and manipulation when it comes to the piano as an instrument. I still love the levels on this song, specifically how it builds towards that super climactic finish at the end, so its inclusion here is just a mystery to me. Track 3 is Feeling, and unlike the previous one, this is an AG Piano track that I think absolutely earns its spot. It placed 42nd originally, and my feelings for it have not changed. The lyrics are still cringe, and the vocal effects are still obnoxious. No ma'am indeed. Next up is No Yeah, close cousin of Oh Yeah, and it's the first of many AG spoken word songs on this dud fest, but it also really is one of the worst. I named it the 3rd worst song on 7G before, and I 100% stand by that. I really hope somebody cleaned that mic after he was done recording, because you know it was covered in spit. Ew. Oh my god, Green Beauty. It's on this list. It's another AG spoken word cut, and it placed 41st previously. I will say that I've slightly grown on this song over time. It's still pretty boring in terms of its structure and progression, but at least it's pretty to listen to. The disc it originates from had a lot of ugly production on it, so I am more than willing to defend this song in that way. However, it does commit the crime of being boring as hell, so I think that warrants it a spot here. The Best Day is next, and it's the first of 2 songs here off of AG Nord. I have a sinking suspicion that this is Taylor Shade, considering it's a cover of a song off of Fearless, and AG is, well, associated with some alleged ops of hers. I also say this because I really do not mind this cover. It placed 35th in my original ranking, which is not amazing, but also not horrible. I don't really get why it's here. There are other songs that absolutely could have taken its place. But then we have the one song representing AG Guitar, that being Superstar Live at Secret Sky, which is very appropriate. I do not care for the original version of this song, and I think this live cover makes it even worse. To me, Superstar is the first ever example of PC Music making a bad song. I know that might be an unpopular opinion, but I said what I said, and I said I felt. The Secret Sky version is not the best showcase of AG Cook's vocals, I'll say that. I've been vocal about AG Cook not having the most spectacular vocal abilities in the past, and I don't want to be too vocal about that again because it just feels mean at this point. vocal. But what I will say is that autotune is a wonderful tool that benefits many artists working today. The next conclusion here is one that completely baffles me. Waldhammer is, in my opinion, the best song on AG Piano, and the 11th best song on 7G overall, so what the fuck is it doing here? The song rules. Of all songs on AG Piano, this one and Flowy Boisterous, I don't know, the lowest song, are exactly what I want from an AG Cook project, just like with note velocity. Experimentation and some wild sound design with results that sound cohesive and inventive. This song achieves both of these things. It's like Mozart on crack, so its placement here is seriously confounding, but not as confounding as the next one. Triptych Demon is the second song in this compilation to come from AG Nord, and it is literally the 8th best song on 7G. I love it! Why is it here? I feel like this has to be some sick joke, not to be dramatic or anything, but it really feels like a troll to put one of the most interesting songs on 7G sound design-wise on a worst hits compilation. This project has 0 songs from AG Supersaw, yet a song from a completely different disc that easily could have fit into AG Supersaw is showing up here. Make it make sense. I said in my original 7G video that this song felt like a breath of fresh air and a return to form after a whole bunch of tracks that either felt like filler or, well, like they belong on this compilation. And considering every other track we've talked about today, it really stands out like a sore thumb. Anyways, the next song featured is Could It Be, the opener from AG Spoken Word and the 26th place finisher in my original 7G ranking. This song is fine. I don't think it's the worst song on Spoken Word or 7G as a whole, but I understand why it's here. That disc just really sucks, dude. I don't know what to tell you. And now we've arrived. If this song hadn't shown up on this compilation, I would have personally emailed AG Cook and asked him if he was sick in the head. This is easily one of the worst songs I have ever heard, and it really does fill me with satisfaction to finally see it get the lashings it deserves. AG Cook and Caroline Polachek's cover of Chandelier by Sia is absolutely atrocious. When Grimes said that Art Angels was a stain on her career, I can only imagine how AG feels about this cover because it is honestly a stain on music in general, if you ask me. I cannot name a worse song. Thank God it's here. I'm not going to relive every single awful moment of this cover in this video. Watch my original 7G video for that experience. But what I can tell you now is that it has only aged worse with time. Every time I'm forced to listen to this song, whether that's for a full listen of 7G because I'm a completionist, or whether it's because I'm feeling sadistic for whatever reason, I am reminded of just how bad music can get when people are given the chance to go absolutely buck wild with their imaginations. In short, not all art is valid, and some art should be punishable in criminal courts. I'm starting a GoFundMe to repair the hearing loss myself and many others have suffered at the hands of this song. The next song on Worst of 7G is better, but not by much. Whereas the Chandelier cover placed dead last in my original 7G ranking, obviously. Hold On off of AG Spoken Word placed second to last. And it's for good reason. This song makes me physically uncomfortable. I do not want to imagine how close the microphone was to AG's mouth during this recording. Something tells me it might have been inside. It sounds gross, and I do not like it. It also lasts far too long. A song like this should be a minute tops, but this is 4 times that length. And it feels it. Bad song. Boo. Alright. And guess what? The last 2 songs here are both from AG Spoken Word as well. Unreal is one of the more unremarkable songs off of 7G. I honestly wouldn't have been upset if it had been excluded here, but AG's personal mission to disown every song from this disc except for 2021 had to be honored. I didn't have much to say about it last time, and I don't have much to say about it now. It's still filler. Next. The closer on the Worst of 7G is AG's cover of the Strokes song The End Has No End, and honey, it sounds like he had a stroke while recording this song. I really wrote that down. I mean, not really. The vocals are a little weird, but it's from the Spoken Word disc, so who's surprised? I harped on the vocals a lot in my original 7G video, but honestly, I think I should have talked more about the mixing. Ooh, the mixing, ooh. But like, for real, the mixing on this song is atrocious. The low end is completely washed out by the distortion on the chorus, and coupling this with the ASMR vocals really makes for an uncomfortable listen. I do think it's an interesting choice for a closer, though. If I were to have made this compilation, I probably would have gone with something more offensive. But that raises a good point. What if I were to have made this worst of compilation? I am the expert on all things 7G after all. More than the guy that made it, at least. Well, let's start out with the songs that I would eliminate. Note Velocity, The Best Day, Waldhammer, and Triptych Demon have no business being here, so I'm immediately giving them the chop. They're safe to slay another day. Work yes, mama boots. In my opinion, every other song has a justifiable reason for being here. The only question is, what are the other 4 songs I would replace these 4 with? Looking at my original ranking, my choices would probably be Windows, Being Harsh, Official, and Car Keys. I definitely agree with the first 2. The fact that Windows wasn't included and Note Velocity and Waldhammer were is honestly laughable to me. Even if it is a fully fleshed out song, the vocals and mostly flat production seriously let it down. Though I do enjoy the bridge that comes in around the 3-minute mark, it's nowhere near AG's best work as a whole. I also think the original version of Being Harsh deserves a spot here as well. Most of the time I forget this version exists because I only ever listen to the OK Lou version. I've rewritten that to be the official version of the song in my mind. But the other 2 are up for debate. The official cover is not like a bad song by any means. It's just that it doesn't really add that much to the original, which was also produced by the same artist. AG Cook. And with Car Keys, like I said earlier, even if some songs on this album take a while to get to their climaxes, it doesn't mean that they're bad songs. Listen to Imaginal Disc if you want to hear examples of that. And that's why I'm cutting the track list down to 12. Neither one of these songs deserve to be on a worst hits compilation in my opinion, so they're being spared. Today's video is all about promoting positivity. Obviously. So with that being said, I'm gonna rearrange the track list a bit. I'm keeping drum solo as the opener, but I'm putting Being Harsh in the place of Note Velocity because I feel like it's a perfect way to drag the mood down a bit right at the beginning. If we're curating the worst vibes imaginable here, I think that is a perfect way to do it. Things stay the same up until track 6, where the best day originally was. I'm putting Windows here in its place because I feel like it accomplishes a similar effect. Waldhammer and Triptych Demon are out of the picture, so that means we have a track run of Green Beauty into Windows into Superstar live at Secret Sky. What privilege. The only other change I'm making is to have the Chandelier cover be the closer. I think it's only fitting to have one of the worst songs of all time close out a collection like this. This actually raises a good point though. If y'all remember that worst song of all time discourse that happened like a few weeks back with the Alabama-Arkansas people, I'm changing my official answer from Chosen Family featuring Elton John to the Chandelier cover. Though honestly, it might be a tie. And that's about it for this video. Yet another AG mentioned in the books, and at this point it really isn't a bit, I'm just obsessed with him, I guess. And AG, if you're watching this, I hope you don't take any of what I said personally. Onions are onions, and you're literally one of my favorite artists of all time. And also, like, you're the one who made a worst hits compilation, so I feel like some negative critique is fair game in this scenario. And also I bought your shirt, so it's not like I'm preying on your downfall or anything. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.